Up next, our final race of this evening, and that is the race for mayor of the city of Pensacola.
Now, there are two candidates on the November ballot in this race, which is a nonpartisan race. Naming the candidates alphabetically, the first candidate is Donna Clark, and we welcome you to rally, Ms. Clark.
All right, and of course, the second candidate in this race is incumbent Ashton Hayward, but he was unable to attend rally this evening. And so even though Mr. Hayward is not here, in the interest of disclosure, we want to let you know that he is a member of the WSRE Foundation Board of Directors.
All right, now, Ms. Clark, we are ready to begin with you with question 1, and you will have 45 seconds for each of your answers to these questions. Question 1, please give us your opinion on whether the city charter should be amended to give the city council greater authority.
Oh, absolutely. I am very much for the amendments coming up. I have been attending all the meetings for a year and a half and listening and weighing in all the variances of charter. And I think for a powered mayor that he needs to be there, she needs to be there in attendance. Our charter says that it's a recall if a mayor does not attend all those meetings. And it's imperative that he is in cohesiveness with the rest of the council so that both the legislature and the executive side of our city blend together.
All right, thank you. And our next question now, what concrete steps would you take to recruit and foster new and existing businesses?
I am so glad to answer that question because I'm busy doing that now. Very, very busy doing that. I believe that Pensacola, you know, when we talk about 10,000 jobs that have been created, I'd say, okay, where have we had 10,000 jobs created in the last 4 years? I am looking at a company right now out of Mississippi that is getting ready to retire out about 3,000 retired individuals. It's a shipping yard. And those jobs consist of pipe fitting and welding. Those jobs start at $35 an hour. And they are looking for a place to train these folks to come in because that's a year and a half of 3,000 people leaving that position. So we will garnish, even if we garnish 1,500 of those, we'd be good.
All right, thank you. Question number 3, what specific actions do you believe, specific action should the mayor take in the mayor's position to create a better working relationship between the mayor's office and the city council?
You know, I really see it as a win-win. Anytime that you bring in your council people for meetings, private meetings, however that rolls, you need that one-on-one relationship as well as a group relationship. Many times the mayor gets a lot of information from the ordinances and the resolutions that are coming to the council. He may have some information that they may not have on those particular things. So that cohesiveness of one-on-one togethership, after all, we are elected by the people and they expect us to play well together and make those ordinances go through the way they should go through.
You had 5 seconds.
Oh, sorry.
All right, we'll move on now to our 4th question for this candidate for Mayor of Pensacola, Donna Clark. Which of the current challenges now facing the city are you best suited to resolve and why?
You know, I think the challenges as I've moved through our community the last year and a half and met with so many different people, I think it becomes the equality across the board. The equality of contracts that the city puts out to varied people, other businesses in the city. A lot of these business people feel that they are not being fairly represented, and small businesses need to be represented, and they need some type of incentive and help from the city because, as you know, the first 3 years of any business is critical. So I'm looking to help with those small businesses and rolling back some taxes with them, 30%. To give them that incentive to roll forward and so they can actually see the city helping them.
All right, thank you. The city has created various plans for urban redevelopment. If you are elected, what are your goals in relation to these plans?
You know, urban redevelopment is a very good plan. I think people in our city want that. I think we want downtown housing. We want I'm looking at De Villiers area is a more of a growing entity for a late 20, 30-year-old group that can go and buy those homes and renovate and just make that the artsy Soho area, if you will, of our community. We've got downtown going, Palafox is going through private entrepreneurs, private businessmen have got that going. Some federal money has gone in there and brought in some trees and brick down the sidewalks. But the actual vibrance of downtown is from our private entrepreneurs, and they need the credit for that. They need the credit for that.
All right, now to our next question. Once the members of the Stormwater Task Force have been selected, what are your top priorities for this group to address?
Well, you know, we've got a lot of issues. I went to a symposium. I've gone to the ECA with the gas pipe, so I'm very aware of what's happening in our city with 80 years of deterioration of concrete, you know, deteriorating right down to metal rusting out. And so where we would start is where we're the worst hit. You know, the study of water is a very complex study because water always finds another way. We can stop it here, but it's going to find another way to flow. So we have to be very creative in how we look at that water flow. And we have to look at those areas where we've been really hardest hit. There are areas in our city that's been hit 5 and 6 times where they've had total devastation. And that hits insurance, tax money, and it kills their inability to live.
All right, thank you.
Good.
You have one more question, and this question is what bidding procedures would you initiate to ensure fair competition in the awarding of contracts?
That is such a great question. I think one that we're all concerned about, we're all looking at. You know, to me, it's a bottom line anyway. You want quality work for the city, no doubt about that, and you want quality work that we're getting at a good price, a price that is fair and across the board. And so to initiate that would be basically what we do now is to get out there and say, let's get the bid, let's get the bids in, let's get the bids in at fair prices, and then study, you know, those bids and make sure the best person gets in on that and the best quality. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to take the lowest bid just because it's the lowest bid. That's not business either. Business is the quality also involved with that bid.
All right, thank you. And a reminder that there are 2 candidates in the race for mayor of Pensacola. The incumbent Ashton Hayward was unable to attend rally this evening. Ms. Clark, that means that you now have 45 seconds to make a closing statement.
Pensacola, the city of Pensacola. I've been here 34 years. The last 10 years I've given a great part of my heart fundraising in various areas and capacities, cancer, heart, Independence for the Blind. So I know what it is to raise money. Prior to that, I was in corporate world, doing the $1 million budgets, making every goal. My daughter has said to me and said to my friends, you know, my mom, and she's 38 years old, she says, you know, everything my mom's ever done, she's made that goal and she's always left it better. I'm going to tell you, my campaign is not based on empty promises. It is based on results. And those results I'm going forward now with. And you will be proud of Pensacola by the time I walk away. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Clark, candidate for mayor of Pensacola. And that is going to do it for night 1 of Rally 2014.